Dingus and Dongus.
Debacle.
Episode 14.
So we are on episode 14.
We went with Ice Cream Man by W. Maxwell Price, I believe the guy's name was.
Yep.
It's on Image. And this is kind of a anthology.
Yep.
Little vignettes, 4 issues long, and it's weird and depressing.
It is. It's very unassuming and unexpectedly morbid.
Yeah.
The art doesn't match necessarily. The art's not bad, but it doesn't necessarily match the pace and tone of the writing.
No.
So it kind of throws you for a loop a
Yeah.
little bit, which was interesting.
I think that was intentional.
Right, yeah. It
Yeah.
was just interesting how that panned out. And yeah, well, and the name's Ice Cream Man. And you always hear it in fiction or through stories and even real life. I haven't heard real life situations, but like where the Ice Cream Man's a creep.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
usually kitty diddler or something
Right.
like that. So I kind of had some preconceived notions going in. It's like, oh, this is going to be gross like that.
Yeah.
Not really.
No, not. I mean, Ice Cream Man is kind of evil,
Well,
but like, it's 4 issues long, little vignettes. First one's about a little boy whose pet spider kills his parents, and he's been living alone for like weeks while his parents rotted in their kitchen.
in the kitchen, eating ice cream for dinner, no less.
I kind of wondered, like, where's he getting the money from?
I don't know. Maybe it's a cash flush household.
Oh, maybe.
And dad just has hundreds in his wallet. I don't know. There was a scene that I liked towards the end of that story where it showed the spider scampering away on the sidewalk after it killed a cop and the family and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that just felt really wholesome.
Yeah, he's just, off to kill more people. Yeah,
I don't
living his
think
best life.
I don't think the spider necessarily is trying to kill people.
Oh, no.
Like, it's just, I'm a spider. Please don't pick me up.
And honestly, I mean, it bit the werewolf too. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it did a good thing.
So, why did the Ice Cream Man turn into a werewolf that we don't even revisit later?
No, it's I don't. There's a lot of just aspects where it's like, oh, and then this happened, and it's like, well, okay. I mean, I guess it goes back to the scene in the police station where there's a crazy cat lady with a dead cat.
Yes.
And she described a werewolf being around, and it's what killed her cat, and she wants the police to go after the werewolf.
And I'm like, dude, you're
So
crazy.
she
Sure, lady, sure. There's a werewolf.
And then turns out Ice Cream Man was the werewolf.
Yeah. Good little vignettes.
Yeah.
So the second one was dealing a lot of substance abuse
Yep.
situations. And I thought maybe they're going to try and tie it together because throughout the story, stuff happens about substance abuse. We'll go over that. But like Ice Cream Man basically offers this lady at the end drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is going to be the best hit of your life.
Yep.
You can take it and just, like, it'll be amazing. Or you can give it to your strung out, overdosing, or withdrawing boyfriend and give him relief for his withdrawals. And then she ends up overdosing and dying. Or, no, she does. She dies.
does, yeah.
He doesn't die. She dies from it. And part of me thought, like, maybe they're going to bring it back. And, like, Ice Cream Man made the drugs out of spider venom.
Spider.
But they didn't. It was an interesting thought.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, spider venom heroin.
Now that second vignette is probably my favorite out of the 4. Because I really like the narrative tone. Because it's all told from the perspective of that junkie girlfriend.
Yep.
And the way like she kind of repeats herself and kind of goes through their history together and how there were issues, but we always made it through together.
Right.
Until the very end where she's like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot all this up myself.
Right.
Leaving him to survive, and I assume like living with some sort of guilt and dealing with the consequences of, well, a life filled with drugs.
Right. Well, I mean, it shows him going to meetings and,
Right.
and help afterwards.
Right.
But I also like that ending, or not the ending, but her narrative. And like you said, the kind of repeating a little bit the neurotic sense and feeling that it gave
Right.
of what I've experienced with drug addicts and how they speak. Yeah, I was like, oh. You also have experienced drug addiction in your life, whether firsthand or with other people.
Right.
To the writer.
It's just I think just a really well written story, and it kind of leaves I think the ending kind of leaves the question of, okay, so what did the dude decide at the end? I mean, he threw the coin, but I don't know why.
Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, did you just say fuck it and you're gonna go dive off the deep end, basically, or was that like I've finally accepted and moved on type of deal? Right. I don't think it's the latter. I think it's him. He's probably going to go get some
snack. I think he's just overwhelmed by, because he was in that same park where they had that wonderful day or whatever. He was reminiscing, and he's just overwhelmed by the loss of this lady he loves.
Right.
And, of course, I'm sure he's early in his recovery, so that pull of the addiction is still really strong with him.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe he just decided, yeah, fuck it, one more hit or whatever, or just that's my life now, and if I die, I die.
Right. I mean, it was kind of cute, the drug-addled cuteness. They're in the park doing just very romantic, cute things.
Yeah, and then taking bumps.
We're gonna little bumps in the park. Like, ah,
yeah,
spiraled out of control.
Yep. Stole a old lady's oxygen tank.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Jesus. Fuck.
She even, the lady even says, I don't know what I'm going to go do. Maybe I'll rob a bank or something.
Yeah.
And then doesn't?
No, she actually, she ends up taking the ice cream truck.
Oh, that's right.
Because it was just like parked out, music playing.
And then crashes it and kills someone or something and then shoots the other one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, these two old couple who, like, the dude had, like, back problems, is all complaining and whatever.
Yep.
And they were supposed to go to the doctors, and while they were in the car arguing with each other, here comes
ice cream
lady, smashes into the car, old man dies, old lady, is by her dead husband crying, and then ice cream woman is like, give me all your money, and then I don't know if she ever got it, but bang, bang, bang.
Right. Yeah. You're dead now. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty fucking dark.
Was it that issue where the ice cream man had like a morphed kind of demonic face for a panel, or was it the previous?
It was the previous. Oh yeah, because it was the previous issue where he actually picks up a spider and then turns into a ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he has that like gnarly teeth looking thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember which one it was. And also in that one, one of the two, they made really dumb references to ice cream, like 31 Flavors, which was a Baskin Robbins throwback, and then there was one other one I can't remember now. I was like, that is a little too on the nose. Ice Cream Man comic book with an ice cream man talking about 31 flavors.
Yeah, I think it was that first issue because he then starts listing all the different flavors, and then he turns that into there's a flavor for every type of suffering.
Yes.
And then he says, make no mistake, everyone is suffering.
Yep.
It's like wraps up this whole series pretty well. It's like, okay, yeah, everybody you're gonna see is fucking suffering.
Yep.
Somehow.
On some level. The next one, I thought I was being really clever and picking up on nuances about references to music.
Uh-huh.
But then they just laid it out in front of you. It's like, these are references to music, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't feel clever anymore.
That was right in your fucking face. This is Major Tom.
And David Bowie is right there.
Yep.
It's like, oh, okay. Like,
the Yellow Submarine.
Right,
It's
yes.
literally the Yellow Submarine.
yes. I was hoping I was super clever for picking up on these things. Nope. Here you are, delivered on a platter. If you don't get it, then you're just really dumb.
Or just don't pay attention to,
Indie music.
yeah, pop culture in general.
There were really cool ice cream monsters.
They were the drippers.
Yes.
I think they were called.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this third story is about this aging dude who used to be like a big rock star. He was a one-hit wonder basically.
Yep.
And he was moping about how he only wrote that one hit song in a diner when the ice cream man comes up and offers him, oh, you want a taste of that life again or something?
Like, I tried making, what was it? Rock Around the Clock Part 2.
Yeah.
Keep on rocking.
So after that encounter with Ice Cream Man, he goes home, starts hearing music from the basement, goes to the basement, and enters this weird
Ice cream land.
ice cream world.
Ice cream world full of music.
Yep. Inhabited by characters from music, from popular songs throughout the ages.
A lot of Beatles references.
Yep. And his mission essentially was to write a hit song to defeat the ice cream monster.
Tell me this doesn't sound like a comic book story that Jack Black would have written.
Oh, hell yeah. It's very silly.
Yeah. You have to write a second hit in your golden years, essentially, to fight off this ice cream monster.
Yep.
Conehead, even. Didn't you call him Conehead?
Yeah. Yeah, because that big statue was the ice cream man, but his head was an ice cream cone.
Yes.
Like vanilla ice cream swirl on top.
So dumb. I liked it, but it was so dumb.
It's very, very silly and just surreal.
Yep. There was a panel I really liked where there was a lady on a motorcycle driving away from several different flavored ice cream monsters. That was a cool piece of art that stood out.
It was
this whole
Ruby
book.
Tuesday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday.
So in the story, he does eventually win by, well, from what I can tell, basically playing the exact same
song. Right.
Again. And that's when he kind of wakes up and realizes he's still in the diner. His life is still the exact same.
Nothing changed.
Yeah. So he's still this miserable old man wishing for a taste of that glory from his past.
I want to know, maybe it's just because of where we live, but where are these diners that you can sit at every day or go to every day and I don't ever hear anyone doing that. Unless it's smaller towns, small town America.
I mean, wouldn't that just be a bar?
Pretty much.
Yeah. But this is a little more wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anybody who goes to a diner, on the regular.
Right. Well,
that.
In his case, or a lot of, I guess, entertainment tropes cases, they go and have their cup of coffee and breakfast every morning.
Right.
I don't know anyone that does that.
No. I don't know. Maybe it's like a product of
an earlier time.
That's
That's what I'm thinking. Because it's always older folks that you hear about it. And
right.
Same in this case, it's an older gentleman. So
right. And
maybe.
now it's you gotta keep things moving. So we have drive-thrus.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody.
I'm gonna go get my coffee and my whatever.
Right.
Well, I guess that's the counterpoint. You do hear people going to Starbucks every morning, or the Sut.
Yeah.
So I think part of it is I wish I had a diner really close that I could just go spend every morning at if I really wanted to. We do?
Yeah, we do.
We have a diner?
Georgia Diner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
okay, yeah,
down the street.
Yeah.
I've never been there. I don't know if it's any good.
Probably not.
with this particular story, it seems to makes me think about the nature of producing music and art and just being creative.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to like highlight this issue where like so much of well, it's not a complete thought.
That's fine.
Never mind.
Well, but it does make me think of, I don't know what you're going on, but
Yeah.
that people sometimes try to make or be creative for not necessarily the right things. And the right thing is subjective because people do shit for
Yeah.
different reasons. But to me, for truly, purely creative endeavors, like making music, you should make it from a place in your heart, not for fame necessarily,
Right.
or not necessarily even for money,
Right.
or these other external
Right.
things.
It's doing these things because you enjoy doing them, rather than doing these things to be important somehow.
Right, right. Now, that's not to say you can't try and leverage your creativity into, what's the word? A job,
Career.
career. Yeah. I mean but your creative process shouldn't stem from that.
Right.
I guess is what I'm trying to think.
Right, and it feels like this character within the story is stuck on the fact that he wasn't able to produce another world famous hit.
Right. Right. Like he wants to be world famous. Well, you are because you have the hit.
Right.
But he just, I guess, wants that adrenaline shot again.
Right.
I don't know. And then what was the next one?
That's the funeral. It's the dude who goes to the funeral of his kind of semi estranged friend.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So this dude, his friend from years ago dies. So
Well, they had a little falling out.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily falling out, but
It's just drifted apart.
right.
Really.
Yeah.
So he goes to the funeral, gives a little speech about how
I think those are called eulogies.
yes, that's the word. That's the right word.
Gave a death speech about his friend.
But it's during the eulogy where I think you kind of find out that the friend essentially killed himself. It was like a suicide. At least that's what I gathered.
I don't recall that.
Well, it's because he was talking about friend's a very creative guy, and he has these spouts of depression.
Right. Well, it was highs and lows. Like,
Right.
if he was on, it was wonderful, but because he's this creative person,
Right.
he had his bottom outs.
Right. And I don't know. I just kind of inferred because of that it was a suicide.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I mean, they never mentioned anything about disease or anything.
Right.
But anyways, after the eulogy and everybody starts gathering or whatever, dead dude's dad comes up to the main character, and they get to talking.
At the funeral.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And after some catching up, they decide to head to a bar, and that's what the main character then just tells the dad that he's thinking about leaving his wife.
Right. Like, it's like, dude, you bailed from my friend and your family. My wife's pregnant, and I've been thinking the same shit.
Right.
And then the dead dude's dad, who, by the way, looks like a grimy porn producer who doesn't really produce porn. He's just a predator.
Right.
Is what he looks like.
He makes videos. It's just for him, though.
Yeah. He rips off the actors. It's
Yep.
just a horrible person. I forget what I was saying now. It doesn't matter. Oh, they were contemplating bailing.
Right. And so, the old man tells him, yeah, he did the whole, he bailed and all that stuff and did the free love thing.
Hippie communism.
Yeah. And it turns out it wasn't all that, and he felt like he was left with nothing because he left his wife and kids because he felt like
He was
that was
trapped.
it was taking over his life.
Right.
And then it was only afterwards that he realized, wait, that's all I had.
That was
That's-
the meaningful
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's like what I had to contribute to the world.
Right.
So he was, telling this to the young kid to try to convince him, you got this loving wife, you got a kid coming, like this is what life is about, and you need to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts to these scenes of the dead dude getting tortured. And this is a very difficult issue for me to kind of like puzzle through.
Piece together,
the elements. Like
it even says before you do it, now I forget what they said, I'll say out of left field disturbing images.
Yeah.
And it's what?
Yeah. And it's and that sequence ends with a song about his dad leaving. Like forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, do you like the song? Would you like to hear it for 1,000 years? It's like, this is
over my head.
Yeah. Like I don't quite understand this, but like it's kind of cool.
It is. And then they go dig up the guy so the dad can
hug him.
Hug the dead son.
Yeah.
So
it's
I don't know if you should be doing that, Mr. Creepy porn star guy, porn producer guy.
It's last tender moment with his sweet dead boy.
That one's going on the dark web.
But yeah, what did you think of Ice Cream Man overall?
I want to read all of the other volumes. I really liked it.
It's really fun and kooky.
It's so depressing.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it.
Yeah. It's sad.
It is.
And it's like, it drags you down to like the mud where all of us are kind of treading every single day.
Yep.
Except we kind of just like pretend we're not really in the mud.
Yeah, we read comic books and then talk about it with our buddies, and it's like, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you catch the very last like little bit with the dude in black?
Yeah.
He I think that's part of a larger like overarching plot involving the Ice Cream Man himself.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've read several other volumes.
Well, I was hoping that would be the case, and
Yeah.
that there's these little vignettes, but then the Ice Cream Man has his own kind of, not necessarily a detailed story, but his own arc throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the case?
Yep.
Sweet.
And not really a spoiler, but like I get a kind of because I don't really know, but I get a kind of a Cain and Abel vibe off the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know much about because he was just there at the end. I was like,
Right.
what the fuck is this?
Right.
Now I definitely need to read the
Cowboy in Black.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the series, like, it's all fucking fantastic. I remember there's one where the entire issue is a palindrome.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's so cool. It is so, because like, it's a little palindrome because like all the panels from the front to the middle is exactly mirrored in the second half. And the words itself, but they switch meanings when you read them backwards.
Okay.
It's really cool.
I will come across it.
I think it was impressive for what it is.
Well, it seems like it would be difficult to execute that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that in and of itself, like delivering on it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. 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 Any other thoughts about Ice Cream Man?
Not really. I'm just curious to see what other flavors come in other volumes, and then see if there's any meaning behind the chosen flavors.
Mm-hmm.
That face.
I'm not gonna.
Okay,
I don't want to spoil it.
Fair enough.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a very just like I know something you don't know face over there. Got it. Read it. It's fun.
Yep.
It's depressing fun.
Yep. Yeah, I was saying, like, I've actually read a couple other things by Price.
Uh-huh.
Very good writer.
Prince.
God damn it! Oh, well, whatever.
Who cares?
Yeah, he's a really good writer, and you guys should check it out.
Cool. The album is Sodom, Genesis XIX. I don't know if I say the Roman numerals as the English letters or the number, so I'm just going to say Genesis XIX.
What about Zix?
Zix? There we go. Zixies.
Genesis Zix.
Came out in 2020 on Steamhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you look at the album art for this?
I did.
It has a shock trooper Jesus on the cover, and I couldn't stop laughing at it.
It's pretty silly, and for some reason, like it reminds me of. It's not Angel of Retribution. It reminds me of a Judas Priest album cover, like a more recent Judas Priest album cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Angel of Retribution?
I
It's
don't
a very
think so.
similar vignette.
Yeah. I think it might be.
That's not the right word, but whatever.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot of reds and armor and fire. And it's just like, that looks like a Judas Priest album cover from like maybe last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like if they put it out on an album, which I don't think they did.
Firepower's the last one, I think.
Okay.
I like the color usage in it. It just shock trooper Jesus is ridiculous. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Jesus on the inside of the BLS album. That one's literally Jesus crucified, but he has big machine guns.
Yeah, and like a gas mask or something. Yeah.
So, okay. It's just interesting. So, okay. But this is definitely sounds like Sodom, but it sounds like an old age Sodom, and their guitar licks are slower.
They don't sound nearly as angry.
No. It's just we're putting out an album and we're going to try and play thrash, but we're old, so it's slower thrash.
Right. It definitely has a mid-pace feel to it. There's some parts that are, fast enough.
Right. Yeah.
I thought it was a solid effort, but it's definitely not their best.
No, and it's so long.
Yeah.
Like for how uninteresting most of the songs are, there's too many of them.
Yeah. I found myself kind of zoning out a lot.
Me too. I had to listen to it a couple times more than I usually do.
Yeah. And there's just some like really goofy sounding riffs on this album.
Well,
like really goofy.
Yeah, sounding riffs and also lyrics and song titles.
Oh yeah.
Let me point out to you the great masterpiece called Glock and Roll.
Glock and Roll. Yeah.
But seriously though, you go back and listen to what I consider the really good stuff, the Persecution Mania or the fucking other shit I can't think of, and I'm sounding like an idiot right now.
I was listening to Agent Orange earlier today.
Yeah.
I was like, this Sodom.
Right. Yeah. But it's just, even Agent Orange, it's like a progression.
Yeah.
Because the earlier stuff is just insanely fast, kind of sloppy most of the time. And then Agent Orange is when they learned to write songs,
right? Basically.
And then it just they got slower.
Yeah, and okay. Back to the song name stuff. I want to just bring up Waldo and Pigpen.
Well, that's
a real thing.
Yeah,
I know. But the only thing I could think of is lanky dude in a white and red sweater and the dude from Peanuts.
Yes. It's like, where's Waldo? He's right there.
Yeah.
With fucking Pigpen. Can't you see the dust cloud?
Yeah, exactly. Come on. I know it was a real thing. But I'm sorry, that's the first thing that pops into my head, and I can't take it seriously.
No. Well, no, you can't.
No. And there's no reason to.
Yes, Waldo and Pigpen.
Yeah. So the production on this album was another kind of a issue I had. It sounded a little too clean.
I was about to say the same. It's overproduced.
Yeah.
I know that it doesn't mean anything to anyone. You said it way better than it's too clean.
Yeah.
Like, stop it.
Like, it's thrash. It needs some dirt to it.
It does. Just put on the fucking
Bring
evangelist
in
filter.
Pigpen. Bring in Pigpen. Where's Pigpen?
He would have dirtied this album right up.
Yep. But that said, I do think there were still like solid riffs, just kind of sprinkled throughout the album.
Yep.
The very last song I think was called "Friendly Fire." I thought that was a solid kind of like mid-pacey thrash song. Title track was just fucking too long, man.
It was. It started out cool.
Yeah.
Like there was double bass and an awesome guitar shit happening, and then it kind of stopped, and they did the same thing for musically that was boring.
Yeah.
After, it's like, what happened? You started off so strong for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know. I guess maybe people just kind of run out of ideas.
They've been doing it for decades.
Yeah.
And it doesn't completely blow balls.
No,
like
it's not
other
awful.
thrash bands putting out new stuff.
Yeah.
So kudos to them for still sounding like them.
Right.
Like it's still Sodom.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
They're just old and tired.
Yeah. How old are they now?
I don't know. Old? So I would assume when they were putting stuff out in the 80s,
Right.
late 80s and stuff, they had to have been at least teenagers.
Right.
Maybe a little bit older.
Right. So then
And
math.
that was 10 years ago. 1980s.
Oh, yeah?
No, so, I mean, they've got to be, I'll say 50s
50s?
is my gut. And if they're not 50s, they've probably lived a lifestyle that makes them 60s. I mean, they're German.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're in a thrash band, a larger German thrash band.
Right. That's a lot of beer and sausage.
That'll age you.
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't play. They just don't play the States.
Right. Right. Well, overall, like, if they cut out half the album.
They could have 2 albums
Yeah.
of mediocrity, and that'd be fine.
Yeah. It wouldn't be as much of a... I wouldn't have felt like I wasted as much time, I guess.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth checking out. No, you know what? No, I'm going to say it. Yeah, you don't need to listen to it.
Nah, there's better stuff to listen to by them.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to think of album titles, and I fucking brain farting big time. In the Sign of Evil? Is that the EP before Obsessed by Cruelty?
I have no fucking idea, man.
I think it's In the Sign Under the... No, because Under the Sign is a Bathory. I don't fucking know. We don't listen to metal. We don't know what we're talking about.
No.
Don't listen to us either.
I mean, like, look.
Listen to us, but don't take our advice.
You guys should know already, like, going into this, this is the Dingus and Dongus debacle. It's very evident that we have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. We're just 2 idiots sitting in our PJs talking at a phone.
Trying desperately to make sure, like, cats don't make a lot of noise.
Exactly.
That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, read Ice Cream Man. Don't listen to Sodom.
No, do listen to Sodom.
Oh, well, do listen to Sodom. Don't listen to Genesis 6.
Zix. Genesis Zix.
Genesis 6.
Nix the Zix.
Nix the Zix. That's what you get, folks.
Bye.
Dingus and Dongus.
Debacle.
Wee.
What?
That's the intro. That's
That's the intro.
Yeah, that's the intro.